share screen. Namaskar, friends. You are getting my voice, sir.
Loud and clear, Tiwari sir. Please continue.
Good,
the voice and the screen both are very visible. Please.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very good, very good.
Namaskar, friends. Paropakarai phalanti vriksha, paropakarai vahanti nadya, paropakarai duhanti gava, paropakarai mida shariram. For universal goods, trees gives foods for others to eat, river flows for others to use, cow gives milk for others to survive, and this body should be used for others. Grahak Deo Bhava. Consumer is king. Friends, if consumer is king, then who is a consumer? Friends, when consumer is king, do we pay attention towards them? Consumer awareness begins with the understanding of who a consumer is. A consumer is a person or group intending to purchase goods or order the goods or for use the goods for primarily personal, social, or family use, and not for manufacturing or resale. Consumer welfare should be our top priority. Consumer right evolves from centuries. Friends, consumer rights historical perspective. In India, after independence, many laws were enacted to safeguard the consumer right, such as Essential Commodity Act 1955, Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, Standard of Weight and Measure Act 1976, Consumer Protection Act 1986. The Consumer Protection Act, which has been defined as in Magna Carta of Consumer Rights, spell out 6 rights. First one is right to safety. Safety with regard to health and well-being of consumer because products affect the health of users. Second, right to information is basically empowers the consumer to promote transparency and accountability. Right to choice of individual is allowed to use opportunity and perform actions. Right to choice is also freedom to use and purchase of goods. Right to representation is right to heard, and right to advocate his interest and bargain the goods for fair prices. Number 5, right to redress is to seek justice and compensation against unfair trade practices. Right to education is to acquire knowledge and skill, and this enables consumer to be informed consumer. Friends, informed consumer has legal rights. Friends, what are those legal rights? These legal rights are right to be heard. Right to heard means consumer interest will be get due consideration at appropriate forum. Right to verify means that consumer should assure that he is getting satisfactory quality of product at fair price. Number 3, right to be safe from hazardous and dangerous goods. Consumer is protected against marketing of goods which are hazardous. These goods are harmful and dangerous in nature. Number 4, consumer can form group association to protect their interest. Consumer can jointly address their mutual pain points. Number 5, everything has limitation of time. So limitation of period is stipulated and fixed the time period to file complaint. These legal right has duties and obligations. Consumers' duties and obligations. Friends, consumers should recognize and acknowledge the problem they try to find out solution, collect evidence, take the issues to higher authority. Number 2, consumers should know how to make complaint and how to claim compensation, meaning he must be conversant with procedural aspect. Number 3, consumers should know how to read information regarding their usefulness, and also should know how to use those information. Consumers should have complete understanding of product because product may have many form and variants. Number 5, product and financial situation may carry risk because if consumer is buying the product on credit basis, consumer should pay money on time. Number 6, consumers should take utmost care that they do not sign incomplete form, review all documents carefully of products and services, and keep all documents in safe custody. Because if you save the document today, the document will save you tomorrow. Number 7, always keep updating oneself relating to scheme, products, prices, and their use. These obligations and duties lead us to set of types of consumer. Friends, there are many types of consumer. Prominently, there are 6 types of consumer as far as their category goes. Number 1, loyal consumer has emotional relationship with service provider. They are blind followers. Quality don't matter to them. Impulsive consumer buy goods and services without planning. Number 3, bargaining consumer who seeks higher quality with fair price and better consumer services. These consumer is informed consumer and they know their rights and duties. Wandering consumer is undecided consumer, but amount of traffic is very large. Number 5, need-based consumer buy specific product for specific occasion. Need-based consumer is also informed consumer. They are organized consumer. These consumers covers under certain rules and regulations. So friends, so what are these rules and regulations? Rules and regulation introduced to harmonize relation between consumer and supplier. Therefore, consumer protection law was introduced in India in the year 1986 and amended in as Consumer Protection Act 2000 and rules made thereunder Consumer Protection Act 2019. These rules are consumer protection search seizure, compounding of offense by central authority, and crediting penalty rules 2021. The consumer protection jurisdiction of district commission, state commission, national commission rules 2021. The consumer protection direct selling rules 2021 and the consumer protection e-commerce rules. These rules and regulation led us to the judicial process. The judicial process is serve justice to victim. So judicial process has two categories, judicial and extrajudicial mechanism. The judicial process consists of district, state, and national forum. Their main objective is speedy justice for the consumers and instill confidence among the people. The extrajudicial mechanism is out of court settlement. Extrajudicial mechanism is encouraged people to settle the dispute without interference of court. In fact, dispute comes before the court. It is symptom that society not able to settle the issue among themselves and the facing certain realities. What are those realities? Consumer rights and realities. In a consumer society, protecting the individual consumer is perceived as part of human dignity, especially against big organizations, monopolies, cartels, and multinational corporations. These corporations are not only affecting the daily life of consumer, but also influencing the government. Therefore, the doctrine of human right was introduced and emphasis was given on the prosperity of citizen, individual, and consumers. Consumer also has honors and dignity, and therefore, consumer right was incorporated as legal right. After all, what is this reality? Economic resources not reaching to consumer, even if reaches the consumer, the quality is very poor. The economics of consumer rights. Modern society is governed by social factor dominated by economic factors, and economic factor is dominated by market forces where the consumer participate in the market as ultimate users. United Nations has adopted a set of general guidelines for consumer protection and their economic growth. Global economy is a world economy, and countries are interdependent on each other for supply of goods and services. Government economics provides legal and social framework to smoothen the business. It has also a role to uplift the downtrodden community so that their purchasing, consuming capacity may increases. Home economics is a manage to your home and use product wisely and prudently. A personal economics covers health of your financial life. It also includes family, home, passion, work, experience, and legacy. And above all, how you use your financial position. These gives rise to economic activity and risk as well. Therefore, what are the ways to contain the risk? Friends, we can minimize the risk, but cannot eliminate the risk. Hence, physical safety means protection from hazardous goods, which we have discussed earlier, protection of economic interest in relation to price of goods, ability to service provider to give assured quality and reliability of products, goods and services stored in safe environment and for easy to distribute, education and information regarding the products. Consumers should know how to take advantage of legal remedies. When economic activity rises, risk also rises. To mitigate the risk, International Consumer Union was formed. Friends, the International Organization of Consumer Union, IOCU, was formed in 1969, founded by Elizabeth Shedd. The main objective of IOCU is to share knowledge and develop consumer movement worldwide. IOCU also work with US and EU consumer organization, TACD, transatlantic consumer dialogue. World Consumer Rights Day is observed on 15th March. On 15th March 1962, former US President John F. Kennedy said, "Consumer includes us all. They are the largest economic group affected by almost every public and private economic discussion, yet they are the only important group whose views are often not heard." In conclusion, therefore, there must be a partnership between big corporation, manufacturer, and consumer organization. The consumer should be made stakeholder in overall economic system. Be informed consumer. You are the only reason to protect yourself. Constitution has given you right. You should raise your voice so that society may awaken. Otherwise, industry will ignore and neglect you. Thank you. Thank you very much for hearing this, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Very nice.
Thanks a lot, Tiwari sir, for a wonderful presentation.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
If you can answer, yeah. It was really eye-opening that we have got so many remedial measures at our disposal against being exploited by the big industries. I'll request you to post your address and telephone number in the chat box so that if anyone wants to reach out to you for further clarification, they can always do so.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Virendra Adinath Tiwari, who is a senior advocate in Mumbai High Court, is a person who is always willing to help anyone and everyone in exercising their constitutional rights and their consumer rights. It is his way of giving back to society. So if anyone is interested, they can reach out to him. And the platform is open. If you have got any question, please feel free to ask Mr. Tiwari.
Yes.
Mr. Advocate Tiwari Ramarao.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Call me Tiwari, sir.
Brilliant an insight into
Thank you,
the
sir.
rights of a consumer. If you allow me, I would like to narrate an instance.
Yes, sir.
Frankfurt Airport.
Yes, sir.
It does not operate from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the night. It is one of the busiest airports in the world. An old lady used to live, she still lives, near the airport, and she went to the lower court stating that she is not able to sleep properly because of the flights at night. The court and another party was the airport authorities. The airport authority was ready to relocate her to any place in a mansion instead of a hut in which she was living. She refused. She said, "This is my ancestral home. I would like to live here only." The lower court ruled in favor of the old lady and banned night flights taking off or landing there from midnight, 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Yes.
The matter went to the Federal Administrative Court, and last year they gave a ruling that from 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock,
Yes.
flights are banned. So that has become a permanent ban. No aircraft lands, no aircraft takes off from 11 to 6. So a thing to be noted, and that is what a country, how a country can recognize the rights of most ordinary citizens. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity. Back to you, Mr. Virendra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, this is a very, very important topic, I think, because, most of us, we are unaware of our rights, number one. Second thing is, we have a chalta hai attitude to everything that happens in life. These large corporations, they take us for a ride and we never say anything. We, a token protest is raised. We talk to their, customer care, and then we are made to run from pillar to post. You have, again and again, the telephone call gets disconnected. You have to repeat the whole thing all over again. Someone at home says, "Chodo now, what is that? It's only about 50 rupees or 60 rupees," and there goes everything in the app. This attitude of ours is what is responsible for poor implementation of the Consumer Act in this country. I think, with people like senior advocates like Tiwari ji taking up cudgels on behalf of consumer rights, I think we can go a long way. I will request Tiwari sir to use this platform to give many more such programs on consumer rights, human rights, and constitutional rights, so that, if not we, the older generation, at least the younger generation will become aware and will start practicing some of this.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anil sir, go ahead, sir.
Sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
So excellent presentation, very useful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
My only, I want little clarification is,
Yes, yes, sir.
does employees or service rules, supposing somebody come to know that, so his increment or service benefit, he doesn't know, he comes to know after 10 years that I am not being paid properly. Does it also come under consumer
No, sir.
rights?
It's come under the sir labor category, sir, labor law category.
Oh, it is come under labor.
Yes,
category.
yes, yes. It's a employer-employee relationship. So it
Okay.
goes there, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead, Padma Shri, ma'am.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
for your.
sir.
Go ahead.
Ah,
Padma Shri, ma'am was talking. After that, Suraj sir, you.
okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excellent presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Very, very interesting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
I live in Delhi and I have very poor mobile connectivity at home. And this is a very common problem in Delhi. You have just been talking, right? Like these
Yes,
big
yes.
companies, I have raised so many complaints. I keep writing to Airtel.
Yes,
They
yes.
keep saying we are looking into this. My ticket
Yes,
goes
yes.
on for 3 months, 4 months, 6
Yes.
months. And then one fine day I get a message saying, this is not supported here or something like that. So is there anything we can really do about this? Because I
Yeah.
feel there is no point I'm paying so much every month, but I don't get the network in the house.
Ma'am, you have to, in case I have the same problem, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you just find out ki it is only problem for you, or if the area is a problem.
No, the problem is in the area. Like people
Problem.
have gotten used to it. Like I live on the
Oh,
second floor, so
oh,
I'm
oh,
better
oh.
off. So
Yes,
people
yes,
who
yes.
live on the ground floor don't get any coverage.
Oh.
So, people have gotten used to the fact that this area is like that and it's okay.
Hmm.
But so many consumers are being taken for a ride without getting proper service.
Yes. Yes,
You are
ma'am.
right.
Ma'am, you
Madam, may I
wanted,
suggest something?
ma'am, I have given
I
my personal number.
suggest that
Yeah.
you file a case. You have got all the, see, I'll tell you one thing. Till push comes to shove, no one is going to do anything.
That's true.
If you file a case and you tell them that I've been harassed by you people and give all the papers,
Yeah.
send the copy of it to the PMO office, send a copy of it to the Ministry of Communication, and
Yeah.
also file a case in the consumer court and demand compensation.
Yeah.
At least something will be done. Otherwise, nothing will be done.
Okay.
See, that is the saying in Hindi, Samarat ko nahi dosh gosai, jiski lati uski bhais.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, I have given my email number and phone number. You contact me, I will guide you. I will
Okay.
guide you.
Sure.
I'll tell you,
I will guide you how to take the matter in the court.
Okay.
But before that, certain groundwork needs has to be done.
Yes.
So you do that.
Yeah.
If it's a work is done, then it's okay. No need to go court.
Okay.
If they're not hearing, then you file the
Okay.
matter. Yes,
See,
sir.
I
Yes, sir.
had
Ram
a
sir, go
same
ahead.
problem, madam.
Yeah.
I had one very similar problem with Tata 1mg.
Mm.
And the same advice was given by Tiwari sir to me. He said, "Kya chupchap kyun baithe ho? Move." And then he moved. And today, Tata and 1mg, every day morning they come and do 8 pradakshana around me so that, I will withdraw the case.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
see, you move.
Yeah, we
See,
have to
we
take
need
action.
to,
Yes.
we need to take action.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
there is this great saying, an ounce of action is better than a pound of intention.
That's true.
Do
That's
it.
true.
Do
Yes.
it. What will happen? Worst comes to worst, the signal will continue to be poor.
Yeah.
Nothing else is going to happen.
Yes.
But if it becomes okay, do you realize you are not only solving your problem,
Yeah.
you are solving the problem of an entire community around you.
That's right. Yeah.
And you are creating an awareness in Airtel that the Indian consumer cannot be taken for a ride
Taken for
anymore.
granted. That is true. Yes.
So I think we need to move. I think we need to avail the services of Tiwari sir,
Sure.
and we need to put our foot down and say enough is enough.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Madam-
Thank you for the guidance, sir. I will surely
Thank-
do that. I'll reach out to you. sir.
Madam,
Thank you.
Madam Padma Shri, I am staying very close to Delhi, Gurgaon DLF. I stay in
Okay.
DLF Gurgaon.
Okay.
So even now the message, my Airtel service provider, it is coming. Your connection is not stable, very unstable connection. I am getting this connection even now to
Yeah.
this problem.
Yeah.
So same problem we have all. If somebody can lead it, we can all
Yes.
join hands, you know.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Yeah. I will take it forward. Thank you.
You see,
yes.
recently another incident happened with me with Adinath sir handled. I made a transaction for a what do you call it, mutual fund through ICICI Direct.
Okay.
You know, 40,000 rupees was transacted and then, you know, it vanished in the thin air. Can you believe it?
Oh my
And
God.
then they started telling there is a glitch in BSC. So it has happened. We are tracing it. Adinath sir sent a notice. Next day morning, madam, next day morning,
Okay.
the money was transferred into my account by ICICI Direct, not by Parak Mutual Fund.
Yeah.
So you see, these people understand the language of law. That is why I'm telling
Yes.
you, we need people like Adinath sir in our circle, so
Yeah.
that, you know, and I can tell you one thing, by experience, is an extremely reasonable person.
Yeah.
In commercial terms, he's an extremely reasonable person. And he and his team attend to everything very fast. And it is a wonderful experience working with him. He is after you to conclude the thing properly by constantly following up on the various things that has to be done. And his guidance is excellent. You talk
Okay.
to him. I'm telling
Sure.
you, next program when he gives, you will tell me Airtel has either compensated you or corrected the problem.
Yeah.
Sir,
Sure.
I
Thank
have
you.
one thing to be told, sir. Just I want to share, like during going on the road or during, you know, crossing any platform or the bridge, we find that people going on the bike or the rickshaw, they speak on the phone during their travel on the road, and this becomes a social kind of, you know, very difficult and it's a danger. It can be fatal also if the bike rider comes and while talking on the phone he hits somebody who's on the road. Then I have thought about it, and whenever I see anybody riding on the bike and talking on the phone or in a rickshaw, the rickshaw driver talking on the phone, then I just made up my mind just to catch hold of him, put him in a rickshaw and take him to the nearest police station and hand him over to the police people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Balakrishna sir, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good
Balakrishna,
evening,
sir.
sir. Yeah,
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
thank you so much for a very wonderful talk.
Thank you, sir.
Really, it's admiring from getting the feedback and the vouching for your better contributions as well as commitments, not only for the individual as well as the social concern. Myself, I am living in Singapore. There are a lot of elements we have to discuss in this kind of consumer rights and the consumer protection. So we can't able to go back to the curriculum where we studied our education. There are people who are expertise in that particular compliance or regulations or legal issues. They even for advocates, I don't know how many advocates are very familiar for this particular domain of knowledge or experience to guide for the people in the correct way. As per Mr. Arun Subramaniam, vouch for your skill sets to support for the needy things. There are a lot of problems when we are facing with the government section as well as private sectors or any kind of social services which are offering by different kind of sources or stakeholders. And then locally, regionally, globally, there are many more things we can able to talk about that. But my simple idea is how do we engage the youngsters who can able to get some kind of basic knowledge or basic elements of these consumer rights and the protection. Is it available with the curricular learning or extracurricular learning, or they wanted to know better to protect by themselves to endorse with the correct guidance or something? Because in future, I don't know, we don't have the community of stakeholders like what we are having now. It would be supporting by mostly machines and robotics or etc. etc. But how do we able to engage this kind of understanding? Because tomorrow I don't know how many people will come forward like you to come and talk in the social media, this kind of peer learning kind of group. So we can able to establish basic things which are available for them when they wanted to go and check for their concern or their conditions, how to fit to that and where to approach, because there are a lot of people, especially legally, we cannot able to measure in the correct way. Case by case, they can deal with the different kind of attitude. So we can have this kind of social concern. It would support for a lot, not for the needy people as per their needy conditions. If you are sharing something, we can able to join hand with you, Mr. Arun Subramanian, myself, and other excellent people are here. So we can able to establish that kind of community network to fulfill with the things. Yeah, thank you.
You, sir. Thank you, sir. Arun, sir,
Dr. Ram, Dr. Ram,
Yes.
see, we already International and Back Solution are already collaborating. What we can do is we can have Tiwari sir give a program in Singapore on consumer rights there, and how consumer rights in Singapore and India, we can have a comparative analysis of both, and in the process, both areas can develop. And you see, it was I who requested Tiwari sir to come and make consumer rights, human rights, and constitution rights as a campaign by him. Because you see, these are the three essential things today the world requires. And I think, our country, we keep talking about the 3 trillion economy without really educating the masses on the essentials of the 3 trillion economy. Human rights, consumer rights, and constitutional rights form the backbone of a 3 trillion economy. So I think, Tiwari sir can definitely give a program in Singapore also. And I offer my platform to Tiwari sir and to you to take this program to Singapore if you want, to any part of the world.
Yeah. That's why we can focus on
it.
local, regional, and global concern.
Yes.
So now the people can not sit in one place. They can move anywhere for a time period or something. They engage for a business or visiting for certain kind of issues. There are a lot of issues with the consumers dealing with the government sectors, private sectors, as well as social kind of campaign or something. So we can able to touch upon with that. We can prepare those kind of modules or curriculum, or we can able to support for the needy people who wanted to ensure to understand better for their current knowledge.
Yes. Second thing is, you see, there are lots of people who are purchasing from Singapore, or Singaporeans who purchase from India. And you see, there could be consumer issues in those cases. A person like Tiwari sir could be very, very advantageous to have on our side. He could represent us in such cases, be it in Singapore or in India. He can guide us, and then, he can put us in touch with the relevant people.
Yes.
Sitting here in Bangalore, I am being guided by Tiwari sir on how to proceed against Tata 1mg from Bangalore while he is in Mumbai. So you see, today the digital platform has ensured that all sorts of boundaries have dissolved. What requires to finally dissolve is the boundary which we have created within ourselves, that something cannot be done. And definitely I can, Tiwari sir, I think, we should take up this invitation from Dr. Ramanathan and give a program in Singapore where, you can discuss about, 3 angles you can discuss. consumer
sir.
rights in India, how to exercise it, consumer rights in Singapore, how to exercise it, and how
Yes, sir.
consumers from India buying in Singapore can exercise their right,
Yes,
or
sir.
how consumers from Singapore who buy in India can exercise their right.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, sir. Definitely we do, sir. Definitely we will do.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely we can.
I
Jointly
think that should
conduct, sir.
answer your concern, Dr. Ram.
Yeah, that is good. Not only for India, Singapore, but now the people go on online to buy many things from online platform. That is also making the issue. When they
Yes.
pay for a certain kind of valued items, but when received, they can't able to satisfy with their concern. But in certain countries, they can able to raise up the consumer rights. But a certain country, they cannot able to open and go for the legal actions. So we can able to make the people to understand better if they should not get victimized for those kind of concern. Because of the case studies and other thing, we can able to review and report and accumulate. Today also there are several case studies they have explained. So these kind of stories will make the people to understand better because of his experience and your experience. You can bring about these kind of highlights to the people. So the case studies are the history for us to
Yes,
better
yes.
avoid the risk, because in
Yes, yes,
Singapore,
yes,
the
yes.
risk
Yes,
redemption, risk eliminations and risk control measures are very much popular. And not only for any kind of activities, also for the consumers who can able to go and victimize for these kind of things. Like just now you mentioned for the financial issues. Here also it is happening, but the government is very effectively handle it.
Yes.
And still it is going on. Even a smart nation environment, lawfully compliance and regulations are very strict. But here also it is getting, but it is not happening in the indoor, but it is happening from the outside of country. So those kind of things are making the people to understand better. Even you are protected by the law in that particular country, but beyond that capacity through the online, you are getting the risk. So we have to engage the people to learn and explore well when they are not getting victimized for those kind of hurdles.
You see,
So
the
it
law
is
is a good slave and a bad master. If you don't know how to handle the law, you can keep running around in circles.
that's why they are surviving, sir.
No, we should. That's what I said. You know, one of the reasons why I asked Virendra Tiwari sir to give this program is he is one of those instruments, you know, who can help us enforce the law and not become a slave of the law. You know, as I said, any law for that matter. You see, Dr. Ram, it's not an unknown fact. The more stricter the law is, the more wiser the thieves are. You see, the law learns from the criminals and it's not the other way around.
When they are
Right, sir.
making smart, the smartest way they
Yeah, you see,
illegal activities
Sir,
are coming to
sir,
play.
it's going from centuries.
yeah, it's on centuries. You see, as they say, the subordinate is the best teacher for the boss. Similarly, the criminals are the best teachers for the law enforcers.
Yes, sir. Absolutely true, sir. Absolutely, absolutely.
But then, you know, we can't give up because of that. We got to continue in our effort. And that is where people like you come in.
That's why
Yes, Dr.
Singapore,
Rao?
that's why they are bringing the World Mitigation Center in Singapore because of all these panchayat problems
Yeah,
they have.
Singapore is a very, very aware country. Very aware country.
So these kind of issues are making the sense for the people to aware, because myself being here, I could able to learn and explore, but many people they could not. So you are making it very correct manner. We can ensure for the programs and design it and how to attract. And a few more people are approaching in this kind of category, so we can able to try to make it possible. Thanks.
We can start with the panel discussion with Tiwari sir being one of the panel, members, and then we can have an advocate from Singapore and we can have an advocate from international law. And, you know, maybe, you know, we can have a panel discussion the type we had last time. And then, you know, we both can coordinate a discussion and get the, set the fox among the pigeons and see what happens. Or is it the wolf among the pigeons?
Yeah, we will do that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for engaging.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namarov, sir, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, one question which is a real life question and direct one. My relative, he lives in Hyderabad, Sikandrabad, and while riding a motorcycle at about 9:30 in the night, he fell into a ditch, which was not there till the last day. He broke his ribs. Of course, he's an ex-serviceman, so he got himself treated and all those things happened. Can he claim compensation for his injury and also for the damage which has happened to his two-wheeler?
He can claim, sir. He can go against that municipal corporation
Okay.
and make that case.
And-
First, he has to collect all the evidence.
Yes.
What he has all the evidence,
Yes.
and ask the municipal corporation, this is your negligence and deficiency of service,
Yeah, there was no
and
warning.
let them they say what they are saying. That is, you have to give the opportunity to them to what is their story.
If at all there is a reference and a previous case, I'll be grateful if you can send it to me.
Yes, sir. If I will say I'll collect, I will give you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ramarao sir, what I suggested you could possibly ask your friend directly to contact Virendra sir, and then they can both together do it, because that way when it is in one hand, it will be easily followed up.
Yes.
You can tell him to talk to him, talk to the Virendra sir, and then maybe all the details that Virendra sir wants, he can produce to him, and then Virendra sir can find for a similar reference in the past and where judgment has gone in favor or against, and then they can plan their moves strategically. What, Virendra sir, am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are correctly right, sir. I
Because,
will find case law, sir. Ramarao sir, I will find case laws.
Yes.
And if I will say, I will give you.
Fine. I'll ask that gentleman to contact you also.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Virendra sir, put your number and address and email ID in the chat box.
I have put it, sir. I have put it, my Virendra Adinath 01 at the gmail.com.
Put it a number of times, because it has a tendency of going up and down.
Okay, sir. I will put it, sir.
It's vanished.
Yeah. Sir, can I ask something, Virendra ji?
Yes, ma'am. Go on, ma'am.
Yeah, sir, how about the service related? Because we had a tour operator and we went for a package tour. And unfortunately,
backwise something coming, ma'am.
I think it is not from my side.
Yes. I have muted it. Come on. Yeah, you can talk.
Yeah. So is this relating to service industry also? Because we had a tour operator who really cheated us. He gave a good package to Canada for some big amount, and then they just left. So is there by any way? And unfortunately, that is the tour operator is outside. Means I'm in Abu Dhabi, so it was in Abu Dhabi, but these people are from India. So is there by any way we can do something?
But ma'am, you have the tour operator's actual address where he is conducting the business and all that. You have actual address or their site and all that.
That's the frame that they played. They had set up an office, temporary office. They gave some website and all. And then it was not only for us. I mean, there are 10 or 15 people whom they called together saying that it's an excellent offer, and all of us got trapped into it. And then the next day when we went to ask what is this, where are the information or documents, they just closed their office and then escaped. And the problem here is that if the people are out, they go out of this country, then the government also or the police also will not be able to trace them. So how we know that they are in India, but is there by any way this will also come under our consumer rights? So we can also.
Ma'am, not. It is a madam clear-cut case of cheating, ma'am.
Yes.
Clear-cut case of cheating. And if you have personal address of that person, you can file case from Abu Dhabi to direct to India. You can file direct case to cheating against him. You can file direct complaint before the police, simply stating that I have cheated. These things I have done. They are the cheaters. So cheating, 420, forgery, all that will be applied for them.
And there, man, my suggestion to you will be again, whenever you want to address a problem, collect all the document and send it to the person through whom you want to move the whole thing. You see, because there is a solution for everything in this world. There's nothing like there isn't a solution. If you have been cheated, whether you are in Abu Dhabi or in Timbuktu, the law has got a very long hand, it can reach anywhere.
Yes.
So what I suggest is, all of you first bring all the material in your hand and send it to Virendra sir,
Okay.
along with all information that you have got about the person who has done it. It doesn't matter if he has flown off from Abu Dhabi. Is he alive? And is there a legacy behind him? Then the legacy is liable for it. So you just don't have to worry. Just send it and then we will see what is to be done.
Yes.
Okay.
Collect all the documents, ma'am. Collect all
documents.
documents. Where he resides, where he reside permanently. He must be reside somewhere permanently in India. So that address, if we got that address, then we can follow him.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Anything you have about him.
then we
his photograph.
simply lodge complaint before the police and ask the police about what you are doing.
Hmm.
This is
You
a thing
see, he
happened
has
to me.
he has opened an office in Abu Dhabi, you are telling, isn't it?
For yeah, maybe that was only for a
So
temporary.
definitely the embassy will be having all the information about him. He could not have
Yes,
opened without that.
yes. You
So
go
there is
to
no way
embassy.
he can escape. You can catch the embassy by the throat. How do you
Yes.
apply allow fraudsters to come here? Even your foreign ministry will enter. You can send a letter directly to
Yes.
Under Secretary EAM, External Affairs Ministry, Finance Ministry, Economic Offense Department. Send to everybody.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
first send all the paper to Virendra Tiwari sir and then boom.
Yes. Collect all document, ma'am. Relevant document. Then we will do it. No problem with that.
Thank you, sir. Because here, this part of the country, you will see so much of fraud and cheating happening, including the bank fraud is very much.
Ma'am, as Aru sir advised, go to the embassy,
Hmm.
find their address, all the details of that person, collect the document, send it, then we will start following.
You see, they could
All right.
not have opened an office in Abu Dhabi without the
Without-
permission of the embassy and the foreign,
Yes, obvious.
foreign ministry and the commerce ministry. It is not possible.
Obvious, sir. Obvious.
And so once they have opened a company there, now External Affairs Ministry as well as Commerce Ministry is liable for compensating you for the fraud
Yes.
which has been committed by an individual permitted by them.
We ask them how you allowed.
Yeah.
If the person says that we first file a complaint, then ask the letter to ministry,
Yeah.
external and commerce ministry.
They must be having bank
See,
accounts.
what I'm
They-
suggesting is, Madam Sandhya ma'am, instead of you doing it, allow Virendra sir to do it, because when they see senior advocate Mumbai High Court, अपने आप आधा से ज़्यादा problem solve हो जाएगा. Because they know that
Yes.
if a person with authority, knowledge, and standing is doing it, people are always scared. If you and I do it, they'll say, "अरे वो ठीक है, चलता है, चलो इनको और कुछ
Correct.
डालते हैं. Let us pull them a bit more." But when you have an authority backing you, then they sit up. They feel that there's no point. This man will not leave because that is his profession.
Yes. Mhm.
This is not our profession. So we might get entangled in our day-to-day life and not pursue that case. But that is not the case with Virendra Tiwari sir. That is his profession. He has to pursue that only.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Then we.
If there is no other question, then we can close for the evening. Thank you, Virendra sir,
Thank
for
you,
an
sir.
excellent session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think lots of people are going to benefit from this session.
Without your guidance and support, I could not do it, sir. it's you are who behind this.
See,
Yes, sir.
I understand nothing about consumer rights. I only know one thing. I am holding the ace of spade called Senior Advocate Virendra Adinath Tiwari. That's all. That is the trump I hold.
Sir,
Thank you,
without your
friends.
support. Thank you, sir.
If any of you have any issues or if you have any questions, kindly feel free to reach out to Tiwari sir, he will definitely solve your queries and show you a direction. That is number one. Second thing is, Tiwari sir, I will request you to come up with such programs and in greater detail maybe next time.
Yes,
Next
yes.
time, you could possibly give us a framework of how we should go about readying ourselves to address
Okay.
the manipulation by the industry and safeguard ourselves. Multiple steps. When you purchase a refrigerator, what is the
Yes.
first thing you do? Second thing you do, third thing you do. If you find a deficiency in service, how do you create a documentation so that the deficiency can be proved?
Yes, yes.
And then how do you tabulate everything and move
Yes.
forward? Something in a practical, hands-on
Yes,
base.
yes.
Huh?
On documentation, we can do, sir. How to create document, how to create the documentation, and how to use that. We can do for that, sir. If you got such a problem, we can do.
But,
Definitely, we can do, sir.
But Tiwari ji, there are certain positive things also. I bought a car last
Yes, sir.
month from Hyundai.
Yes, sir.
So every week I get a telephone. Any service
Yes.
we can do, any problem you are facing,
Yes, yes.
they are asking again and again.
Yes,
So
sir,
this
yes.
is a good thing also, there are
Yes, sir,
certain.
yes. Yes, sir. Both things are there.
So, and their customer services, they are regularly in touch with me. Almost I say, Baba, don't disturb me. I am okay. I am fine. They say, no, we'll call again. Get your
This-
feedback after 2 weeks.
This is the case of 2% or 5%, sir. But as per my experience goes, larger population is not reaching to that level, sir. That is, or not able to get service at that level. So that is my experience.
Sir,
Arun, sir,
talking of
I-
consumer court, how long does it take generally when you file a complaint?
Ma'am, it's a very perennial question. How long it will take?
Like,
Always.
my question is consumer court any faster than other courts?
Yes, ma'am. Consumer court is definitely faster.
Okay.
I see. One thing is for sure. Justice system in our country is very skewed.
Very slow, yes.
Very skewed. That's not because they don't want to deliver justice fast. That is because of the backlog which is there. You see, our justice system
Right.
is only now evolving.
Yeah.
But one definitely good thing which is happening is with the multiple type of justice systems which have come into act, like the Lok Adalat and then the segregation of family courts and criminal courts and consumer courts and everything happening, things are moving a bit faster. But if we want justice, we have to focus only on that I want justice, not when I will get it.
Yeah.
That saying is there, na Khuda ke ghar mein der hai, andher nahi hai.
There nahi.
Your determination matters. If you say, oh, why I don't want, okay then.
Secondly, ma'am, being India is a democratic country, we have to follow the natural laws. And when follow you the natural laws, other side to be given right to be heard. So
Yes,
Yeah.
right to be heard.
you can't go arbitrary, ma'am.
Correct.
And we are connected to the world.
Hmm.
So that pain we have to be right, Arun sir.
But one thing is there, madam, I can tell you, if the documentation is good, if you have clear evidence that there has been wrong done to you,
Hmm.
industry is also not interested in prolonging it because they know ultimately the sword will come to their neck. And every day that they prolong it, they are getting negative propaganda and negative information is going into the market, which is not in their favor.
Yes.
You see, there was a time 10, 15 years back when people were not aware of what's happening. Today, if Narendra Modi sneezes, tomorrow that question is raised in the US Congress.
Yes.
So things have become so bad. So people know that it's no use, trying to hide things.
True.
And they want the resolution of the problem fast. And moving forward, this is going to become only better.
Okay.
And we have to embrace the system as it is. There is absolutely no other way out.
Yeah.
Because we are the system.
Yes.
The way we tend to postpone taking a decision, everyone does that. You see,
Yeah.
how long have you been suffering from this Airtel problem?
Almost 3 years now.
After 3 years, you are now discussing it. When will you enforce your right to justice? So you see, it is like that. Every one of us, we are very casual. This chalta hai attitude is there in our blood.
Sir, एक चीज बताऊं मैं?
हाँ, बोलिए.
If I buy a TV from authorized source, it will cost me say 30,000 rupees, Sony TV. And same thing, madam must be knowing, in Delhi, in Gafar market, grey market, same TV you will get at half the price.
Mm.
I don't know. So, and most of the builders, they make the houses, they only buy there from
Yes,
Gafar
they
market.
only buy there. True.
So
True.
because they say they give guarantee, oral guarantee, they give
Yeah.
it oral guarantee.
Yeah.
And it works also.
आपको एक बात बोलो अनिल जी.
हाँ बोलिए साहब बोलिए.
आप इतने आपको हुंडई से फोन आ रहे हैं मेंटेनेंस के लिए, मालूम है क्यों?
क्योंकि आपको मैं अपना
नहीं, मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, मैं कारण बताता हूँ.
ब्रांडिंग,
ये डीलर पैसा कार बेचने से नहीं बनाते हैं. वो पैसा बनाते हैं मेंटेनेंस पे, और 90% ऑफ द स्पेयर पार्ट जो लगता है वो बाहर से आता है. So you see,
सर ये डीलर पैसा सिर्फ सर्विस से और इंश्योरेंस,
हाँ,
और जो वो चीजें आती है उनमें बहुत बड़ा घपला है इनका.
वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि हम लोग खुश
बिल्कुल.
हो जाते हैं कि वो 10 बार हमसे पूछते हैं कि सर मेंटेनेंस के लिए आप भेज दीजिए गाड़ी. मेंटेनेंस के लिए आपने गाड़ी भेजा, 5-6 हजार का लगा नंबर उस पर. हाँ, उससे कम तो होगा नहीं.
जी.
और 100-200 रुपए का लगेगा सामान उसमें, बाकी सब पैसा प्रॉफिट में जाता है.
You see, they sell everything on MRP. Whatever is Maruti or company authorized products are there, they all sell on an MRP. And if you go outside any good service station, they will be giving you a quite 20-25% discounts on the MRPs. But we have that के कंपनी का लिया है तो कंपनी से कराना चाहिए तो बेस्ट है, वो उसी का फायदा उठाते हैं.
We welcome to Patam Shri ma'am. She is our IATD friend, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Madam,
Sunil. Thank
what
you.
is your
On behalf
introduction,
of
ma'am?
Arun sir or V Solution, we welcome you, sir. And I also requested you for DMT too, but you are not
Yes.
joined at that time.
Yeah, I'm working. No, it's not easy for me.
Madam, what is your profession?
So I
She's
work in
central
procurement
government.
with the United Nations.
She's working central government.
I work with United Nations in Delhi. I work in procurement.
Very good. So you must join our session now. You become our member, Arun session. You must join.
You
I am
also
also
start
like
giving
you.
some programs. If you have done IITD, I'm sure you also know how to give programs. Why don't you
Yeah.
give some programs?
Ma'am,
Yes, sir,
I am
I'll think
also,
about it. Definitely.
Thank
Maybe
you,
I'll
Mr.
do one
Chris.
on human rights. I
Ma'am,
work
I
in
am
social
also-
sector. I'll do one on human rights.
I am also your counterpart, ma'am.
Oh,
I am also your counterpart.
Oh, okay.
yes.
That's
Yes.
nice.
I also retired from Delhi. I was taking care of all water supply there.
Okay.
So I worked abroad also. But I am so much impressed by this Arun Saab. Now permanently till my last day I am with him. So so it is a spiritual journey for me.
ये आपका
Spiritual-
बड़प्पन है गोस्वामी सर.
नहीं, it is a spiritual journey,
Yeah.
So every day for maybe half an hour, 1 hour, I try to see video, whatever it is, whenever I
Yes.
get time. And I feel
Yes.
enjoyment,
Yes.
lot of value.
Padma
You
Shri
also
ma'am,
come, please, come and join.
Sure, I'll do that, sir.
Yes.
We have
Shri
got
ma'am.
another program coming on 15th
Okay.
by Mr. Arun Kumar. Please do join. I will send you the link.
Definitely, sir. I keep receiving your WhatsApp messages. Sometimes
Acha.
I have not been able to join. Yes, I am in the implicit learning group. So I get your messages. Yeah.
But
Thank
there
you.
are
Very nice, very
recording
nice.
also. Recording.
Pa-
you can-
Padma
And
Shri
please,
ma'am.
please give programs on this platform. The platform
will,
is free
sir.
for anyone who is interested in giving programs.
I'm very keen to do that voluntarily. I will
Please,
definitely do
please
that.
give. And we have got a huge community of people.
Hmm.
I have 87,000 people connected to me across the globe.
Sure.
And definitely, slowly you can expand your reach.
Yes, she is master in human rights, sir.
Padma Shri ma'am, guide me on human rights also.
Sure, sir.
Sir,
I've been working in social sector now for 10
Yeah.
years. So I
Yes,
understand, how human rights are, so much at a disadvantage for most of us, even though we think we are all well off and everything,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah,
But
of course, development programs are aimed at rural spaces and oriented for rural people. But there are also lots of urban programs today, right? Because there is so much happening even in the urban circles.
Ma'am,
Where
conduct
rights are violated.
one show regarding the human rights to all of us, so we can at least benefit from that program.
Sure,
also.
sir. Definitely, definitely. I
madam,
would
you
love
can-
to do it. In fact,
Yes.
I studied human rights in University of Hyderabad.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
when I did that course, I did a
Yes, ma'am.
diploma in human rights.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I did that course, I was so flabbergasted to know that there is so much about human rights and why this is not taught in schools.
Yes, ma'am. It's like
So-
ocean, ma'am. It's like ocean. ma'am.
Yeah, and this is something every human being must know.
Yes.
It is sad that we don't even know these things until we
Yes.
come to certain level. Or see, after working for 25 years, I have moved to
ma'am.
social sector, and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
I got to know. So being educated, being literate, knowing everything, living in urban space, even then we don't know what is human rights.
Sure, Mr. Chris. Thank you for joining from Zambia. Most welcome. I will send you the recording.
So I would love to do one session on human rights.
Yes, and please do, ma'am. Please do.
You can give me the dates.
We are
See, every
impatiently
first
waiting.
Saturday, Sunday, and third Saturday, Sunday
Okay.
is free. We
Okay.
have our DMT, Diploma the Master Trainer, members giving program on Wednesday and Fridays.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, if it's okay with you, you can give. No issue.
Okay.
Anyone can give you Saturday, Sundays of our
Sure.
platform to give a free program.
Ma'am,
Thank
आपका
you,
issue,
sir.
ma'am,
Thank you for
net-
the invite. I'll definitely do it for you.
Padma
Please,
Shri,
please.
you can also guide us, some NGO group, something, we can use our potential, there.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
and definitely, ma'am, your network issue will take to the UN also.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We will do that.
Okay,
Definitely.
good night, everyone.
Thank
you for
Thank you,
joining.
sir. Yes,
Good
thank
night,
you.
sir.
Wonderful
Thank
evening
you.
we had.
Thank
Good
you.
night, good night.
Thank you.
And I will be posting I will be sending the recording to all those whose email is with us. And also we will be posting the recording in the group. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.